We got this tweet from Ian Miles Chung showing a picture of a far leftist with like a trans gun rights patch on what appears to be, I don't think that's body armor. I think it's a tactical vest, but it might be body armor. We'll talk about it. I think it's a tactical vest for holding gear. And you got the rainbow. What does that say on the, I can't read it. Does it say Semper Fidelis? It's a rainbow with a rifle on it, and they got trans patches. And Ian Miles Chung says, we need red flag laws so people like this can't own guns. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure Ian Miles Chung is being sarcastic. Like he's making a joke that the left calls for red flag laws so that people can't have guns. And he's showing a leftist with guns saying the same thing. A lot of people commented. They were like, oh, it's a bad take. You know, the Constitution must be protected. But I saw a lot of people ragging on this individual. And I'm going to defend them. I am going to defend this individual. I am. They probably have bad politics I disagree with. It is what it is. A lot of people do. But we got to defend gun rights. And so I say this. What do I see here? An individual expressing their God-given right to keep and bear arms in the name of self-defense. Well, that being said, I don't trust a lot of these far lefties, Black Lives Matter activists, rioters, Antifa. They tend to be the aggressors. However, I do not see this person doing anything wrong. That's proper trigger discipline right there. And that AK, finger forward, trans flag on the mag. I got no beef. In fact, hey, Antifa lady, BLM, trans rights, all that stuff, thank you for keeping and bearing arms. And as part of a political faction of people, we kind of disagree with each other. Thank you for this one we do agree on. So look, again, I'm not ragging on Ian Miles Chung. I think he's being sarcastic. But someone pointed out something too that I just want to mention. They were like, why wear the body armor if it only covers 3% of your body? And I'm like, look, I'm not an expert. I've been in conflict zones, civil conflict and unrest, civil war, but never like overt war with people shooting, that kind of stuff. I've only been in the periphery of it. And I thought that same thing when I first got body armor. I'm like, this thing doesn't cover anything. It like my stomach's exposed. It's to stop. It's your lungs and your heart, bro. Center mass is what you're protecting. They do have vests that have the fold out that goes down and covers your crotch too and stuff like that. And then I've actually got that FRAS, flexible rifle armor system. It's hexagonal ceramic plates so it can withstand multiple rifle rounds. That's cool stuff. Very expensive. But you need it in this day and age. Anyway, look, man, I ain't here to rag on anybody because they're keeping and bearing arms. I got no beef. This person's got proper trigger discipline. Put whatever political stickers you want. Black Panthers come out with guns. Happy to see it. But let's talk about where things are going and why I will not be joining in ragging on a chunky woman with a weapon. Look, man, keep and bear arms. I'm not going to sit here and say that only the people who agree with me politically can keep and bear arms. That's kind of what Democrats are all about. They're like, the government should be allowed to have guns, but not you. Nah, sorry. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Let's talk about where we're headed today, because I love this direction. From the Daily Mail, Seattle woman 23 who was left terrified by empty grocery store shelves during the pandemic reveals she fled the city to live on a self-sustaining farm and now stocks enough food to last her up to 30 years. Gubba, who lives in Washington, has filled her pantry with hordes of supplies. She decided to become self-sufficient after witnessing people fighting for food. Here, dude. The content creator 23 has stored some items that will last up to 30 years. Yeah. Big deal. Look, we got a bunch of 30-year beans too. But she's doing jarring. She's doing canning. She got cans here. This is what I love to see. Okay? I am not the guy who comes on YouTube and says, ha, look at these stupid city people. No way. I am all about you do good. You get rewarded. So here's what I want to say. To this prepper chick from Seattle, Seattle's as leftist as they come. Don't know, don't care. She realized what was going on, said, this is bad. I got to be responsible for myself. She got out of the city on a sustainable farm, is doing the work with a big old smile on her face. White pill, positivity, you can do it too. This chunky lady with the gun and the body armor and the trigger discipline, she went out and got armed. You should too. She's clearly got some understanding. Don't care for the politics. Don't like Antifa. I don't know if she has anything Antifa on her person or whatever. It looks like just trans flags and all that stuff. I mean, she probably aligns with them. I'm not going to agree with the ideology. I don't know what group she's a part of or anything like that. I'm just going to say this outright. It is incumbent upon you to defend yourself and to prepare for yourself. So if I see two people doing that and nothing else, ain't no complaints from me. Now, of course, this woman who was working on the farm and making content, she said, I built a storage system to reply. I don't have to rely on the grocery stores to feed me. Look at this. She's sealing bags. She going to vacuum seal that? It's incredible. I built a food storage because blah, 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 blah. It's very, very cool. I'm not saying I don't think about this lady's politics or whatever. I think that's just fantastic that people are now taking it upon themselves. So when I see this clip, this picture, and everyone's like, look at that chunky person. I'm like, well, my advice to this person would be maybe lose some weight. It's not to be mean. It's like you'll feel better. You'll be healthier. You'll be better physically fit, better capable to defend yourself. But I like the bearing arms. I like the guns. I do. I think more people should have guns. I think an armed society is a polite society. I think freedom comes with risks. I'm willing to accept those risks. We were at Turning Point's stage event doing Timcast IRL. And I said, this venue doesn't allow guns. I'm not okay with that. And Charlie Kirk was like, don't look at us. It's the venue. Like, we are fine with it. All these people in the audience want to come see me speak, right? And the venue says, you can't have guns here. I would never. I'm not all about that. I understand the venues do it. Nothing I can do about that. Part of me does feel, I'll be completely honest, safer when I know that everyone's been disarmed for my safety. But you know what I don't like? I've got armed security guards. Okay, so if I do an event and I decide to stand on stage, I shouldn't take away the right of all of you to keep and bear arms. That makes no sense. So I don't like these venues doing it. And that means some psychopath in the audience might have a gun and he might want to hurt me. Yeah, well, it is what it is. If I want to choose to be on stage in front of people and accept those risks, that's my choice. And in no way does it give me the right to tell you don't get to defend yourself. Because if someone was in the audience and decided to go nuts on a crowd, what all these people are now helpless, ain't playing that game. That's why I say, get the guns. Legally, I think we got to repeal these gun laws, but that's why I'm not going to come out and be like Antifa with guns. I thought leftists, leftists have been pro-gun. They've been pro-gun. Check this out. Gubba first moved from the city in 2021 after buying a 1970s farmhouse on 38 acres of land where she's been growing her homestead ever since. It was there that she taught herself how to grow fresh fruit and vegetables, as well as to preserve them using techniques such as freeze drying and canning. Speaking about her preparations, Gubba, who lives with her 5 shepherd dogs, said the food I have now will last me 5 years. This, inspirational right here. Before, I was living in the city and lived on supermarket food. In the pandemic, I saw the empty shelves and saw people fighting for food and wanted to be self-sufficient. I started reading gardening books and grew a tiny little garden. Now I'm mostly self-sufficient. I didn't know how to can or grow food, but now I can. The homesteader also has a flock of 13 chickens. Gubba, that's rookie numbers. You got to get those numbers up. You got to get more chickens. I think we've got like 50 something. And those are probably still rookie numbers, mind you. No, I think 50 may be a lot. 13's probably actually a good number for an individual on a farm who's just trying to sustain themselves. But I love it. Fruit trees, growing vegetables such as garlic, tomatoes, varieties of lettuce and cucumber. I have apple, pear, peach, tangerine, and cherry trees. This is incredible. And I grow raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. We got all those things out here too. It's really amazing. Blueberries are like weeds, I guess. They are going to make jams, pie fillings, or even just for freezing to use later in a smoothie. I grow a wide variety of vegetables. I make my tomatoes and peppers into salsas, and if you can them, they can last 10 years or more. This is awesome. Everybody should be doing this. Everybody get out of cities, get some guns, get a farm, get chickens. Don't get left behind. That's what I was saying yesterday on the main segment with the doomsday clock thing. I go to the casino, I hang out, I have a blast. It's a Penn Gaming casino. It's associated with Barstool Sports or whatever. Dave Portnoy starts going off about how Penn Gaming stock is going to skyrocket. I say, yeah, whatever. I ignore it. I keep hanging out at the casino. Penn Gaming stock, of course, starts skyrocketing. And I thought to myself, I know this place. I enjoy coming here. The horse races, the table games, the hold'em, slots, the steakhouse. And I didn't invest in it? That's the stupidest thing ever. Same thing to be said about this. I talk about this stuff all day, every day, and you hear it. You hear food shortages, inflation, potential threats to cities, substations are under attack, doomsday clock. Now, I don't know. if the world will end or if you really need to do this. I'm just saying you'll be happier, you'll be better off, you'll be in better shape. I don't know if you need to prep for 30 years. You know, we've got some food that lasts that long. It's like dried beans or whatever. But we're prepped for like a few months just because sometimes it rains. So anyway, man, I just, you know, this whole segment right here is don't make fun of somebody, right? Chunky person, Antifa got a gun. Don't make fun of him. Because how many of you don't have guns? How many of you are not prepared? Yo, if it were to hit the fan, this chunky person right here, I'm saying that because I'm trying to make the point that people are insulting her. I'm not trying to insult her. I'm saying they're like, haha, look at her. No. This person is already better prepped than those of you who haven't, okay? So you can mock their politics. Fine, I get it. We disagree. But hey, man, be responsible. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Stick around, and I'll see you all shortly.